Okay, so what else did we see for the first time?
Well, it's the first time we saw Scourge's vehicle mode properly transformed and right side up.
At least for those not at BotCon.
Yeah, and it looks pretty good. I definitely like it more when it looks like what it's supposed to look like, but that's not too surprising.
Amazing the difference when it's photographed from the right side.
Yeah, like I told you the other day, the only thing I'm not really thrilled about is the gun that looks like a Target Master but isn't.
I
But as
can't
you,
imagine we will go too long before someone offers you an option on that.
yeah, I think you're right.
Because we're already getting not really Firebolt for
Hmm.
a pretty decent price as add-on kits go.
Yeah,
So I wouldn't be surprised if that expands a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah, a $10 Target Master would probably be their most popular product.
I would expect so, just because you could actually afford it.
Well, I don't even think you can get reproduction Generation 1 Target Masters cheaper than that.
I didn't know anybody made reproduction G1 Target Masters, but it doesn't surprise me.
Well, at least one person is doing Nightstick, like came with Ricochet,
Ah.
because it's not like there isn't an abundance of those to find. Um, but what about Perceptor? What do you think about that?
uh, well, it looks like I was right in that once I saw a better picture of him, he did not look as strangely bulky. That was the backpack blending in with the torso.
Hmm.
So he looks pretty decent. I'll be happy to see slightly larger pictures than what I've seen so far, but I I think he looks pretty good.
Yeah, see, that's the main problem we're having at the moment. We just need a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
While the stock photos that turned up around the same time certainly don't lack for size.
No. And some of the things in those look pretty decent as well.
I'm not really sold on Skullgrin. I'll get it anyway because I know it's a good toy.
Mm-hmm.
But the colors are not attractive, and I don't think the head really turned out.
No, I think space considerations kind of did
Killed
it.
that.
Yeah, because the original Skullgrin's head, of course, was huge.
What they should have done is make the head so it could accept the head of the pickaxe
Hmm,
to give it big horns.
that would actually work. Yeah.
I don't know what they would then do with the tank mode cannon, but that's
Hmm.
not really my problem, is it?
No.
If they remolded the coaxial guns at the base of it, you could probably turn it into an effective club.
Yeah. Actually,
See,
it wouldn't make.
they should consult me on this stuff.
Hmm, it would actually wouldn't make a bad. It would make an awful looking mace if you just turned it upside down.
I suppose.
Well, it kind of
Little
reminds me.
small though.
Little small, but it kind of reminds me of the Nerf mace I saw at the store on Wednesday. So
Ah, yes, the bane of parents everywhere.
that
I also saw a Nerf shield and short sword set.
would be nice.
So they're apparently really getting into this Nerf melee weaponry thing.
I'm old enough to remember when Nerf was advertised as a friendly and non-violent toy line. That
I'm
was
just old enough to remember the original Nerf swords.
yes, the Nerf fencing set,
Yeah,
which of course was still sort of non-violent. I am in that
eh,
you were supposed to aim at the targets around the sword as opposed to actual people.
I'm sure that really worked out well in practical application.
Yeah, I'm looking at the one up on my shelf right now, and that lasted about 5 minutes. The worst part was that once you start attacking people with large Nerf tubes, those tend to split and break. The
Oh,
one the one I still have is actually held together with duct tape, and let me tell you, when someone hits you with a big duct tape covered piece of Nerf, that stings.
uh, also, incidentally, if someone hits you with a duct taped roll of newspaper, that also hurts a bit.
Yeah, I can
Or
believe
so
it.
I'm told. I've actually only done the hitting, not the getting hit.
I was always better at the getting hit.
You just weren't trying hard enough. Aren't you the older brother?
Yes, but I was never the more violent brother.
Then you were not doing your job as an older brother. I couldn't even tell you all the things my sister did to me. And it wasn't even really fair either because she was 10 years older than me.
Oh, jeez.
It's okay, I got her back. I hit her in the head with a mallet once. What were we talking about?
At one point, Transformers.
Well, it's probably better than another Gundam tangent.
Yes.
Maybe, I don't know.
Hmm.
Um,
Well,
stuff.
yes. Well, one thing I do want to mention is that I actually do like Windcharger pretty well, and he looks pretty good, but on a certain level, I just don't like it that he now has a hood chest. He was one of the few G1 car transformers that did, in the first couple of years, that did not have a hood chest or a car roof chest, and now he does.
It'd be great if they designed the toy so you could leave the hood folded up and his head still showed.
That would be great.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did either.
No, it
It'd be a relatively simple measure.
yeah.
Plus, for potential recolors later, it would help differentiation. I'm surprised they haven't reused that trick yet since Sunstreaker and Sideswipe.
Yeah, you'd think they would, because that, as many times as they've reused that mold, it really worked out for them, so.
Of course, the majority of times they have reused it, they've used the Sideswipe transformation and not the Sunstreaker one.
Well, that can't really be helped since they used the Sideswipe mold more often originally, so.
I suppose so. They just need to branch out and make stuff based on this toy that was not, Sideswipe recolor.
Yeah. After they do G2 Sideswipe.
Well, of course. And okay. I guess we both want a G2 Sideswipe. I also want a black dead end based on this toy,
That wouldn't be bad, no.
which could get a little tricky for us.
Yeah,
I don't think they'd want to do two at once.
no. Well, maybe we could get Hasbro to do one and Takara to do the other.
I wouldn't bet on it. Besides, if Takara does it, it will be a show, a premium, or something like that.
And cost a small fortune.
And you won't be able to get it anyway.
Yeah.
Even if you had the money. Let's see, what else was there? Oh, the new Powercore Combiner pictures.
I really kind of like the jet. I'm the tank is not bad either, but just something about the jet, the vehicle mode, I really like.
Well, it's better than shoot, what was the other one? What's the 5-pack jet?
I don't know. Don't have it.
You should prepare for these kind of things. But yes, either way, it's nice to have a jet mold that's better than that one.
Yeah.
And it has a minicon that looks like it's actually a pretty decent functional target master.
Yeah. I think it'll do better than what is the one? Pinpoint?
Well, that's our Power Master one.
Ah, true.
I don't have enough of them yet to know which one's the Target Master one.
Yeah, me either. I can't remember. So
Possibly Chopster has a Target Master mode, but I'm not sure.
possibly so.
But he's really more the axe.
Yeah. On the other hand,
what?
on the other hand, while the I prefer the main robot on the jet, I kind of like the minicon that comes with the tank.
Which turns into I don't know what for the robot to use.
Looks like a big set of claws.
I was wondering if it was that or a rake.
One of those. I think claws are a little more likely.
And then he's got a mine plow for vehicle mode.
Yeah.
Good planning.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a very nice looking tank with a very roadbuster head.
Yeah.
Or Tankor.
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised to see that be the inspiration for the Decepticon recolor later.
Yeah, that would make sense. And I, if they did that, I would kind of like to see 5 nearly identical tank drones with it. But
Well, if you get together 5 sets of Bomb Shocks drones, or
well,
4
yeah,
sets.
but then you'd have like 4 feet or something.
Well, you're the one making problems with this. Well, besides, isn't 4 feet better than no hands?
I suppose.
I don't know where I was going with that, but yes, it's a very nice looking set of 2-packs.
Yeah. So far, I've
Pretty.
really been preferring the 2-packs, but
Yeah, I know what you mean.
mini cons are just more fun.
It's nice to see better pictures of the new 5-packs, though. They're looking better than they did in the original photos.
Yeah,
For
really.
instance, they seem to have engineered actual hands in 3 out of 4 cases.
Yeah, which is nice.
Mm-hmm. And the Dinobot one is apparently still the Dino Pope.
Yes.
I think I'm okay with that.
Yeah, me too.
I think this is the first time we see the Commander's robot mode, though.
I think it is, yeah.
It's kind of animated snarly, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
Probably not in a good way either.
Mm.
He definitely looks like a Dinobot, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, the one thing that one problem it won't have that animated snarl does is it doesn't look like the crotch transforms the same way, so I won't have to worry about that coming apart on you. So
It also does not come with a huge Cheeto you can't do anything with in dinosaur mode.
yeah,
I
which
also
is
just what?
which is a shame because I also like the Cheeto in robot mode.
I also just noticed that the combined form has a giant skull for a chest.
Yes,
That's nice.
it is.
It's too bad though that even the prototype here does not have the eyes. I guess the eye sockets you would say painted in black.
Yeah,
So
that would
basically,
be
no
nice.
chance on the completed toy.
Yeah,
Um, the Constructicon one is still really wide-shouldered, but like I said before, I appreciate that it has things that look like hands.
yeah. I It doesn't look bad in its core robot mode, but yeah, the wide shoulders just kind of get to me. But
Yeah, but it looks better than the original photo we saw,
it does.
which makes sense since that was a photo of a photo,
Yeah.
possibly of a photo. Plus, I like that it's got steamroller foot.
Yes.
Nothing can be more appropriate than that,
No. And
especially if it can actually stand on it.
yeah. I and I think I like those legs a lot better than most of the ones I've seen actually. So
Hmm. Yeah, they seem to try to be developing ways for the legs to get apart so the stance looks more natural.
yeah.
If only they had done that with the Energon combiners.
Yeah, that would have been nice.